Thank you for joining me for this full-length mat Pilates class. Today our focus is going to be on a post-COVID workout. So I actually contracted COVID a couple weeks ago, and this was actually the workout routine that I did to help myself ease back into Pilates. And I thought that I would share with all of you the main focus on this class is on breathing. So if at any time you feel you're unable to control your breath, you feel your heart racing, please go ahead and slow down. Hit a relaxation pose, feet flat on the floor, lying back if that's what makes you feel best, curled up in a ball on the side, child's pose, wherever you feel that you can slow down and catch your breath. We're not trying to cause any undue stress on anyone. We're just trying to ease our way back into working out. So to begin, we're going to go ahead and begin with a fascial release of our upper chest area with all the coughing and everything. We have a tendency to round in. So we're going to release in our pectoral area, really help with some nice breathing, more breath in our lungs, more oxygen. So I have a pinky ball. It's just a tiny bouncy ball, or a medium-sized bouncy ball, not a tiny one. They're the old school bouncy balls, the pink rubber ones. You can also use a tennis ball. The pinky ball will get you a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it to the left of my sternum to begin, on my pectoral muscle, somewhere above the areola area, nipple area, and I'm going to roll it up and down, up to the collarbone and back down to the starting area as I work my way towards my shoulder. When I get to my shoulder area, I'm going to roll it back in. I'm not rounding in to get more work out of the ball. But what I can do is I can place another hand over it, pressing into the ball even more forcefully, let's say. I'm going to roll up and down, over to the shoulder, underarm area. I'm going to roll it back. Let's do one more. If you're like, oh, this really doesn't feel very good, it does not feel very good, but it will help to open up the chest area. Good. I'm going to bring the ball up to the top, right under the collarbone, right to the left of my sternum again. Press it, I'm going to roll towards the shoulder blade and back to the sternum. I'm going to roll out and in, right up to the top of the nipple area. I'm going to go back up to the top. From here, I can place another hand over the ball, put a little bit more pressure there, roll a little bit more, a little deeper. Good. Let's do one more up and down. I'm breathing the whole time. Gentle breath. Excellent. Today I also have my weights. I use ball weights personally. I prefer those. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to hook it underneath my underarm. I'm going to place the ball on the outside of my pec. So I'm squeezing the ball. I'm squeezing the outside of my underarm with the ball. I'm squeezing the inside of the ball with my fingers. And I'm going to press it. I'm going to relax my shoulder. From up here, I'm not going to get as much as if I'm relaxed and I'm able to really get into that muscle with my ball and my fingers. I have 2-pound weights, going back to the weights. You can use 3 pounds. We are going to be doing quite a bit with the weights. So anything more than that, we'll get into the shoulder area. You will start to round in, most likely in your chest a little bit. So 2 to 3 pounds is really where we're going. I'm going to take the ball from there. I'm going to put it underneath in my armpit. So I could squeeze it under my armpit. You wouldn't see it. I'm going to hold it there with my thumb. I'm going to squeeze on the back of my lat, pressing my lat into the ball. I'm going down right to where my lat meets my ribs. So right to where the underarm muscle sort of connects with the ribs right there. I'm squeezing in right there. Again, relax your shoulder so you can really get into that muscle and really get some release. Good. Go ahead and release there. We're going to go ahead and go to the right side. So place the ball to the right of your sternum and roll it down and up. Don't roll over the bone. And when you get to the shoulder, roll back in. And then from there, after you've done one complete set, you can place your other hand on top if you'd like a little bit more. Continue to breathe into the fascia and the muscle, pectoral muscles, to really help open everything up. might find that when you lie on your back, it's easier to suction cup your shoulder blades to the mat after you've done a fascial release. Great to see. You can incorporate this into your practice a little bit more. Let's go out and in, parallel to the floor. So I'm going to roll to the shoulder and back to the sternum. Out and in, going all the way down to right above the nipple area and all the way back up to right underneath the collarbone. I'm going to go ahead and place my hand on top of the other one and continue. Good. Make sure that your movements while you're recovering from COVID are nice and easy. You don't need to force anything. Just really get back into the habit of moving your body, right? It's so hard to want to do anything during COVID. Personally, I had COVID fatigue for weeks after I had COVID. Okay, I'm going to take the ball, place it on the outside of my underarm pec area, hook my fingers underneath my underarm and squeeze in there. Go ahead and relax the shoulder. Feel free to modify at any time during the exercise. Just rest your head, neck, and shoulder if we're curled up. Make the movement smaller. Place the feet on the mat in certain areas. Try to remember to give certain modifications. I'm going to take the ball, place it underneath in my armpit, hook my finger around the back to my lat, where my lat meets my outer rib cage, right by my shoulder blade, underneath my shoulder blade, and squeeze, and not underneath, right next to. Squeeze in on that. Good. Okay, go ahead and release that. Roll your shoulders. We're done with our pinky ball, tennis ball, bouncy ball. Oop, mine just rolled away to say goodbye. I'm going to sit straight up, wrap my ribs so they're not flaring, draw my abdominal up and in, roll my shoulders up, back, and down. I'm going to rest my hands gently on my knee, leg area. From there, I'm going to do a little bit of light neck clocking. So I'm going to look over to the right, come back through center, and over to the left. Don't jerk your head here. We're just getting some motion in our neck. I found that when I experienced COVID, my neck was very sore afterwards for, probably because I lay down so much. So we're just going to get some movement here too. Let's do one more to each side. Meet me back in the center. And now, as if you had a pencil under your chin, you're going to tilt your ear to the right, your right ear to the right shoulder, and up, and left ear to the left shoulder. We're not dipping our chin is the whole point of the pencil. So we're just lifting, and we're not even lifting, we're going up and over. Leaving our chin in the same spot. Just stretching out the sides of our neck. Allow the weight of your head to gently stretch out the muscles on the sides of your neck. We're not warmed up at all, so you don't need to pull on your neck just yet. Here's 7. Shoulders up, back and down. Wrap your ribs. And here is 8. Now from there, I'm going to lower my chin towards the mat, but I have space as if I was holding the egg, as you do for curl up, between my chin and my chest. I'm not crunching my chin to my chest. I have enough room to hold an egg right there. If I crunch my chin to my chest, I crush my egg. If I lift my chin up too high, my egg falls on the ground and breaks. So I'm gently cradling my egg. I'm going to roll my ear up to one shoulder. I'm not coming all the way up, guys. My chin is still angled at the ground. I'm going to roll to the other way, still angling my chin at the ground. I'm feeling a nice stretch down behind my ear. It's like an upside down rainbow, a smile, a baby U. Let's not afraid to breathe. Good. Here's 6. Don't forget to leave your chin off your chest. We don't need to crunch our spine. And center. And lift your head gently. For our arms, we're going to be doing a lot of arms in a hug a tree position, not necessarily hug a tree. Hug a tree is with nice rounded arms, flat, wide shoulder blades. So it's as if you're hugging a giant beach ball, a giant hug a tree. But whenever we start and finish, we want to stop so that our fingertips, or our balls, or whatever we're using, are hovering right over where our 12th rib comes up and meets our sternum. So right here, you shouldn't come up here because you'll get into your shoulders. We want to see down out of our shoulders, engaging under our arms. We're going to put our balls nearby. Let me come this way today. I'm going to hold on behind my legs, articulate down. So I'm lying on my back. I'm going to pick up my balls. I am squeezing my legs together here, wrapping my glutes. I have a flat sacrum, so the bones behind my hip bones and my tailbone are all tripoded together. So it's a nice flat surface on my back. I have a slight lift in my low back. My 12 ribs are my shoulder blades are nice and wide and flat, as if they're suction cupped against the mat. I'm going to gently hold. I'm not squeezing my balls and forcing a bend in my wrist. I'm trying to gently hold my balls so that my wrist is not breaking. I can bring my balls down to where my 12th rib, my sternum, I'm going to press them up. My elbows are wide right here. I'm going to inhale to open my arms. Don't allow your ribs to flare. And exhale, pull my balls back up over my sternum. Scoot over a little bit so it's hitting my Cadillac. And inhale. And exhale to lift. I'm still squeezing my legs together. If you find that this is difficult to maintain a squeeze on your legs, you can place a ball or a pillow between your legs to go ahead and engage that inner thigh squeeze and the wrap of the glutes. Good, let's do 2 more. 1 more. And now I'm going to take my balls and rotate them. So my hands are separated about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider, so I can still suction cut my shoulder blades down to the mat. And my elbows are squeezed into my sides. So I'm going to lower my biceps, or my upper arm area, and lift it back up. As I lift, I'm going to wrap my ribs. So I'm going to inhale, exhale, wrap my ribs. Squeeze under your arm as if you're squeezing that pinky ball there still. And inhale, and exhale. And here's 7. And lift. Belly button to spine. Let it sink down on the exhale. Will your lower belly drop. Now open your elbows wide to the side. Open in a hug a tree. Wrap your ribs. Sweep your arms down towards your hips. Lift your hands up to the ceiling. Lower your arms down to your hips. Sweep it out to hug a tree. And lift it up in the center. So we're combining those 2 movements that we just did. We're opening to hug a tree, coming down to our hips, lifting up to the ceiling, lowering down, opening to hug a tree, and closing. Now we're going to inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale to lift back up, leaving a wrap on our ribs the whole time. We're halfway there with these movements. Again, I'm maintaining the hug a tree arms the entire time. When I sweep my hands down, they don't ever straighten, rounding into my shoulders. I'm maintaining that hug a tree bent elbow position. And lower. And let's keep breathing. That's the wrong breath that I gave you earlier. But let's just keep breathing, guys. Here we go, here's 7. Wrapping our glutes. And let's do 1 more. And here is 8. We're moving at our own speed again, especially with this COVID relief, right? Or the COVID exercise. I'm going to keep my hug a tree arms, so I have a slight bend in my elbows. So my shoulder blades are sectioned. I have my balls hovering to about knee height, right? We're going to do curl ups. They're a little bit wider so that I can maintain my flat shoulder position, but I'm not flaring my ribs. I'm going to wrap my ribs and melt my ribs back, and my back ribs. I'm going to wrap my front ribs and melt my back ribs down into the mat. So all 12 ribs are connected. As I inhale, it's as if my hands are resting on a tabletop. I'm going to press them forward, keeping the same level. And I'm going to exhale back down, leaving the balls at the same level again. So they're not coming up and down. with the curl up. They're staying at the same level and reaching and pulling back. And now let's work on our breath. We're going to inhale. No tucking your tail as you curl up, and exhale to lower. And inhale up, creasing over your sternum, reaching your ribs towards your hips. You're going to slide towards your hips. Here's 5. We're going to 8, you guessed it. Here's 6. Keep your hands up. Go and release the grip on your ball if you're able to. And 7. So you're not putting too much pressure on your forearms. 1 more. From there, go ahead and rest your arms very quickly. We're going to do some marching. So I'm going to have my hands down by my side. They're separated. My biceps are squeezing my ribs. My arms are at a 90-degree angle. As I curl up, I'm going to leave my elbows tapped down. I'm going to lift my right foot and raise my arms up to the ceiling and lower everything. And lift and lower. I'm bringing my thigh into my chest in a tabletop position. My foot is flexed. Good. We have 2 more. And inhale up and exhale down. And inhale up and exhale down. Now bring both feet to tabletop. Bent knees. Squeeze your balls together in the center. Nice bent elbow. As we dip our right foot on the inhale, we're going to bend our elbows, bringing our balls in towards the top of our head. And exhale, left and inhale. Tricep press. Leave your elbows a little wider so you're not rounding in on your shoulder blades. I am squeezing my balls together. And keep breathing. Squeezing my glutes, wrapping my thigh muscles. Reach your thigh away from you now to tap your toe and lift. Dip it in the water, and lift, and dip, and lift. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Leave your balls up, leave your feet up. Now my balls are still coming straight up out of my sternum. Inhale, exhale to crease up over my sternum. As I crease up, my balls reach up. Still in the same position. I haven't reached them down. And I'm not resting them on my knees, but I am reaching for my knees. I'm going to extend my right leg and pull it back. Or early left leg, and then I'm going to do my right leg and pull back. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And now we're going to add a ball touch. We're going to press it out, and as we pull back, we're going to tap, tap the ball with our underarms. Press and pull back and tap, tap. Press and tap, tap. Press and pull back, tap, tap. Flexed feet and pull. And press it through your heel and pull. Make sure that you're not flaring out in your ribs. You're not lifting your low back when you're doing this position. And now add the ball tap. Press and pull back, tap, tap. Press and pull back, tap, tap. Press and pull, tap, tap. 1 more. Press and pull. Underarm, tap, tap. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Leave your arms up. Leave your feet at tabletop. Again, we're going to inhale. Exhale, reach our balls up over our knees, keeping them in and over the sternum. We're going to extend our legs and pull it back. And extend. Don't allow your back to come off the mat. And inhale. And exhale. 1 more, and then we're going to add the arms. Really pull down underneath your arms so you're not getting up in your neck. And we're going to bring our hands up to the ceiling and extend our feet and pull back. So our balls are back over our sternum. And inhale. And exhale. We have 2 more. And inhale. Keep everything together. Don't allow your ribs to come off the mat. And exhale. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Balls stay up to the ceiling. Legs stay up in tabletop. Extend your legs up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale to curl up. We're going to extend our right leg as our left arm reaches down. And exhale to lift it back up. Now extend your left leg, right arm. And don't put your foot on the mat. You want to maintain a squeeze on your glutes. If this is bothering your head, neck, and shoulders, you can rest them on the mat. Another thing you can do is rest your head in your hands. We have 2 more to each side. And make sure that your back and ribs aren't lifting off the mat. Final set. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Legs up to the ceiling. Balls up to, or legs in tabletop. Balls up to the ceiling. Woo, come back to a true tabletop. It's easy to come out of that. It's easier in your abdominals. Press one ball to the side. We're going to squeeze the ball in our hands and hug a tree position arms. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Reaching the ball for your knees. Extend your left leg. Rotate to the right side. Pressing your left hip down. Come back through center. And rotate to the left. Press your right hip down. And back to center. Maintain the same curl up. You're just rotating. So you're not dipping your curl up in the center or losing it at all. Keep breathing. Drawing your ribs to your hips. Not tucking your tailbone. Good. My hands are staying very close to my thigh. I'm not bringing them way out to the side. It'll throw your balance and cause your hip to fly up. If you're like this, whoop. But if you keep it narrow, you can still maintain that twist and rotate. And I'm not allowing my leg to swing away from my other foot, my leg that's extending. I'm keeping my legs connected the whole time. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Now, if you would like to, you are welcome to do this challenge. If not, or if you are uncomfortable, or if you feel like maybe your inner thighs have had it, go ahead and put it off to the side. Otherwise, I'm going to bring my legs into a diamond, a long diamond, not a short little crunchy diamond, nice long diamond. I'm going to place the ball in between my heels, and I'm going to squeeze in by wrapping my glutes, rotating my femur and my hip socket for the turnout, and squeezing in with my inner thighs. I'm going to rest my head in my hands. My thumbs are long down my neck. My fingers are interlaced by the back of my head. I'm going to wrap my ribs. Inhale, exhale to curl up. I'm going to lower the ball. In order to lower the ball with this, lower my legs with this additional weight, I cannot go as far as I normally would and maintain a stable back position so that my back's not popping out and my sacrum's not flaring and I'm not rocking into my tailbone. I'm going to inhale down. It's extremely hard to keep the ball between my heels. It requires equal work on both sides of my legs. One leg is usually weaker than the other one. And you're going to be able to tell which leg it is with this exercise. The lift comes by initiating the lower abdominals. I'm going to lower. I'm going to exhale first, initiate my lower abdominals, and lift, or engage my lower abdominals. One more, curl up deeper. Good job. Now, don't drop the ball. Take the ball out of your hands. Place your feet down. Separate them about the width of the mat. If you have hip or low back or knee issues, please don't do this. We're going to windshield wiper our legs gently, allowing one hip to float off. Good. Good, good, good. From there, I'm going to place my other ball down, hold on behind my knees, rock it out. We are going to do a half roll up from here. So I'm going to squeeze my legs together, reach my arms out long. My palms are flipped up towards the ceiling to engage in openness across my chest. As I breathe in, I don't want to crunch in on my chest, making it harder for me to breathe in. Personally, I had congestion for weeks afterwards, just like I did the COVID fatigue. So I don't want to crush my congestion in my chest. I want a nice open chest so that I can really get a lot of breath in there. Squeeze my legs, our hands flipped up. We're going to inhale. Tuck my tail, drop my abdominals to my belly, and we're going to articulate back. I'm going to leave my hands down by my side to say inhale, crease over my sternum, and exhale to float back up. We're just doing 6 here. Whew, it's easier to come up and down if your leg's a little further away, right? Sit straight up. Inhale, come back, and exhale to come back up to sitting. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nice right shoulder blades the whole time. Suction up your shoulder blades when you get down there. And my arms are not squeezed right in by my side. Their mat distance are a little wider to ensure that my shoulder blades are nice and wide and flat across my back. I have a nice wide collarbone. From there, I'm going to extend my legs. Oh, sorry, I'm still squeezing them together here. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to point my feet personally. You are welcome to have a flex in your foot, but we are going to do a flexed foot exercise not long after this. So you might want to go ahead and do a gentle point. Maybe not an extreme point, but just a gentle, relaxed point on your feet. Shoulder blades flat and wide again. I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm going to crease over the sternum on my inhale. As I reach forward over my legs, I'm not resting my hands on the ground. My biceps are up by my ears. I'm wrapping my wrists and drawing my ribs towards my hips. And exhale back up to sitting tall. My fingertips are coming out of my sternum. Inhale. And reach. And exhale and pull up. Feel your lungs expand and exhale out all of the air. And inhale. Pull up in the muscles on the tops of your kneecaps to really extend your legs. Let's do one more. And from there, I'm going to scoot up towards my knees. Reach my hands out long, palms up to the sun. Inhale, exhale, flip down to the mat. Can you pull both knees up to tabletop? Or one knee at a time? But make sure that you're using your abdominals here, not just swinging your legs up. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Extend your legs to working level and begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, and exhale. Nice big inhale for 5, a nice big exhale for 5. So, make sure that you're not tucking your tailbone. You're creasing up over your sternum. You have enough space between your chin and your chest, like we talked about earlier, to hold your leg. Reach your fingers long. Don't wing them up to the ceiling. Reach them long towards the end of the mat. Pump vigorously from underneath your armpits. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't rest your head and your shoulders. Hold on behind your knees. Rock up to sitting. Press yourself back. Extend your feet out a little bit wider than your hips. Probably not the width of the mat. We're going to pull up on the muscles on the tops of our kneecaps. Sit up tall. We're going to be doing a modified spine stretch so we can get some more space across our collarbones. If this is too much for you or if you have shoulder problems, please just continue with classical spine stretch. We're doing a 4 count with the extension. If you're doing just the classical spine stretch, please just do a 4 count. So we're going to inhale, reaching over our legs, keeping our biceps by your ears like we just did. Exhale to come sitting up tall. Round our legs, our arms around. Tap our fingertips to the back. Lift up, a nice chest opening. I'm not crunching back or sitting back. This isn't flash dance. We just have a nice lift. My ribs are still wrapped. I'm going to inhale, sit up tall. Round over. And exhale to come back up to sitting. Inhale, crease at the sternum, reach over my feet. Exhale, stack my spine straight up. Reach my fingertips back behind me. Chest opener, chest expansion. Inhale, back up, drawing my ribs together, even tighter. Reaching over my legs and exhaling back up. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Inhale, back up and over. Exhale, back up. One more and then I'm going to do the 4 count classical with the people who have shoulder or upper back or neck issues. Inhale over. Exhale, sitting up. And reach. Inhale up and over. And exhale back up. Continue on with that exercise if you have no conditions that forbid you from doing it. Otherwise, we're going to inhale. Creasing under sternum. Exhale to reach long over our legs. Inhale to pull back to the crease at our sternum. And exhale to sit up tall. Inhale, crease at the sternum. Exhale, reach over the legs. Inhale to pull back. And exhale to sit back up. With the back extension again. Inhale, reach over your legs. Exhale, stack your spine up to sitting tall. Reach up. Inhale, reach over the legs. Exhale up. One more. Inhale. Exhale. and reach up. When you look up, you should look no higher than where the wall and the ceiling meet. You shouldn't crunch to the back of your head, your chest. Inhale up and over, and exhale back up. Bring your arms out to a T, slightly in front. Rotate to one side, and saw off your baby toe. Inhale back up, and inhale, and articulate back up. Don't swing your arm behind you. If you find yourself doing that, place your hands on your shoulders, rotate, and then extend your arms. Come back up, tap your shoulders through center, rotate the other side. The movement here doesn't call for a swinging of your arms. That's not what the exercise is working. The exercise is working your rotation. If you're forcing your rotation, you're really not working the small muscles associated with it. You're using momentum to force your rotation a little bit further. Go ahead and place your hands down. Shake your legs out. Good, go ahead and flex and point your feet a little bit. We're going to extend our feet long in front of us, squeezing our legs together, flexing our feet. We're going to come into a prayer position with our hands. If you've taken classes with me before where we've used the ring and we press the ring into our sternum, our thumbs are going to be just like the pad on the ring. We're going to press them into where our 12th rib and our sternum meet. So we're drawing our shoulders down, squeezing under our arms. We're squeezing our biceps into the sides of our ribs and pointing our elbows back slightly, but not like this. We're just swinging them back gently. So we're very tight. Wrap your ribs. Extend your feet, flex them, rotate to the right, ground that left hip, back through center. Rotate to the left. Again, we're working a rotation here. And center. Inhale. And exhale through center. Inhale. Now as you exhale through the center, try to imagine yourself growing taller and creating more space between each vertebra. One more to each side. And rotate. And back through center. Go ahead and release. We're going to be doing some kneeling weight exercises. If you have problems with your knees, please feel free to roll up the end of your mat to place under your knees. Find a foam pad to place under your knees. If you have the small wedges, the very edge of the wedge under your knees. You shouldn't be so far up the wedge that the rest of your feet or the rest of your legs are sloped down or you're putting too much weight on your ankles. A rolled up towel should work. Otherwise, go ahead and grab your balls, squeeze your heels together for this first set exercise. We're going to engage our glutes to press our hips forward. Oop, I'm out of the screen a little bit. Let me see if I can get into it for you. All right. From there, I'm holding on my balls, but I'm not flexing my wrists back like I'm Fred Flintstone. I'm going to let the balls rest gently in my fingers. Round my fingers over them. I keep my wrists as straight as possible, breaking them. I'm going to wrap my ribs, stack my shoulders over my hips, over my knees. When I flip my hands forward, you feel how it wants to pull you off. So I'm squeezing my glutes even more, pressing my shins down. Now I'm going to press back, squeezing the bottom tips of my shoulder blades. I'm going to look to the right, center, left, center. Release it back front just a little bit. Just to feel that throw off and balance. Really engage in through my legs, glutes, inner thighs. Press it back. Look left, center, right, center. Release it forward. And inhale back. Right, center, left, center. Release. Left, right, release. This is a little bit clocking, right? Right, center, left, center. Again, make sure that you're not breaking your wrists. Press both shins into the mat. Left, center, belly button to spine. Squeezing your glutes to open up your hip flexors. Press it back. One more side, one more time each side. Right, left, release. Shoulder blades flat and wide on your back. Press it back and go left, center, right, center. Release, I'm gonna face forward real fast. I'm gonna bring my balls up. So they're coming out of my shoulder blades. I'm not crunching up in my trapezius. If you feel it, go ahead and bend your elbows gently. Bring your arms out to a wide V, bicep curl. I'm leaving my biceps or upper arms exactly where they are. You shouldn't be going like this. So right here, shoulder blades flat and wide. If you feel like you can't flatten and widen your shoulder blades, bring them out a little wider. Squeeze your glutes to stack your shoulders over your hips over your knees. Good. Belly button is fine. Let's do one more. My wrists are breaking again. From there, I'm going to separate my feet, bring my knees in a little wider so that my knees are directly under my hip bones. I'm going to hinge forward like a little crazy Z, let's say. I'm pressing my hips back, but I'm engaging my glutes. I'm drawing in on my inner thighs, even though my legs aren't squeezed. I have my downwells up, and then I've wrapped my ribs. My shoulder blades are back and down. With my palms facing the floor, I'm going to reach, squeeze my biceps into my ribs, wrap my ribs, reach my hands up to my shoulders. I'm going to press back and pull for a tricep press. Squeeze your biceps into your ribs the whole time. And flatten your shins on the mat. Let's do two more. Belly button is fine. Don't sway out in your low back. Now press it back and hold it. And now pulse it up, up, up. You're pulsing by squeezing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, not your upper shoulders. Now, squeeze your balls in, 2, 3. So my palms are facing out to the side. Release your balls and come down to all fours. I'm going to scoot back so I'm not on my crease in my mat because I do not enjoy that. Now I have my hands on my balls. This is going to help with wrist breaking, and it's going to make it harder by forcing you to engage your lats, to pull your shoulders away from your ears to maintain the position. So I'm going to come onto my hands. So I'm not right here. My wrists are still broken a little bit. I'm rolled onto my fingertips slightly, but it's not terribly uncomfortable. If you have a mirror nearby, it's very handy for this. I'm going to give a slight bend in my elbows. So I'm really pulling my shoulder blades away from my ears. I'm really already engaging underneath my ribs. I'm going to draw my ribs up and in. Draw my belly button towards my spine. I'm going to extend my right leg back at first. I can make sure that I'm not swinging my hip. We're going to do that, but not just yet. So hover your knee in to we're going to do a parallel fire hydrant dog position. So we're going to kick it up. Don't kick it up like this because we don't want our back to go. So if you can only go up so far by squeezing your glute, that's it, guys. We have a strong glute squeeze. We're going to square our hips. We're going to make sure we're parallel. Good. That's all the further I can go. No shame, right? Come down. I'm going to extend my foot behind me and tap my toe and lift it up and lower. And parallel, you're not going to get as much movement. Go ahead and try to rock to the center of your knee so that you're really working the outside glute on the stabilizing leg that's on the mat as well. Good. On 8, stay up at the top. Now go out an inch, come back to the center, go across an inch. All you need is an inch. You don't want to rock on your leg on the mat. Good. Keep breathing. Wrap your wrists, round your elbows so you're drawing your shoulders down. Good. Come back to the center, 10 small circles in each direction. Work from the glutes. Square your hips. Ooh, my hips want to keep going. Good. From there, I'm going to rest my foot down. I'm going to bring my left hand to angle slightly towards my right hand. So it's right here. I'm going to angle it slightly. I'm going to bend my back elbow a little bit more. So right here, I'm going to bend it a little bit more because I'm going to splay my hip. So I'm coming to the side, but I'm still working right in the middle. I'm going to lift my leg up. I'm still drawing up and in on my abdominals because I don't want to sway out to lift my leg higher. I'm lifting my leg by squeezing my outer glutes. I'm going to flex my foot. I'm not going to kick my foot back to my glutes. I'm going to slide my leg away from me. And I'm going to extend it back again. And I'm going to slide it away from me. So my leg's not bent. My leg's coming to a 90 degree from my thigh to my calf. Drawing down with my underarms. Good. Let's do 2 more right here. I'm really feeling it in the outside glute right now, or on my mat leg. Now I'm going to extend it. I'm going to point it. I'm going to lower and lift. Am I touching my mat? No. Because when I touch my mat, I come out of the position. So I'm just lowering and lifting. Still rotating my femur in the hip socket. 6, 7, and 8. Stay up at the top in 10 small circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Abs up and in. Good. Lower your leg. Come back to center. Tuck your toes in quadruped. Wrap your ribs, draw your hips up and in, and hover your knees. Bending your elbows slightly to pull down on your shoulder blades. We're going to hold it here for a second. Good, come back down. Go ahead and sit back for a second. Ooh, shake out your underarms. Roll your wrists. We're going to get a nice stretch on those in just a second, so don't fret. I'm going to come back to my quadruped position. Round my shoulders slightly, draw my shoulders up, back, and down. If you feel it in your underarms, you are not the only one. We are really working the lats today. I'm going to extend my left leg behind me to make sure I'm not splaining my hip again. And I'm going to bring it back in and hover it down for the parallel dog fire hydrant. If you have a mirror, go ahead and check it out. Lift your leg up and lower. Make sure your hips are super parallel. Good. Your wrists are right under your shoulders, guys. Okay, go ahead and extend your foot behind you, tap your toe, square your hips again, and lift and lower. This is primarily a glute movement. Rock to the center of your knee, so you're really working that leg on the mat again. Good. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Wrists are right under your shoulders. And now we're going to go out and across. Square your hips and across. Out an inch, across an inch. Don't forget to breathe. 6, 7, and 8. Come back to center. 10 small circles in each direction. Press your shin down into the mat of your leg on the mat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I'm going to bring my right hand to angle in slightly, bend my elbows, draw down on my shoulders, splay my hip. My shoulders aren't completely splayed. They're splayed slightly, but I am trying to square them. I'm going to lift my leg up, and I'm going to bring my leg out to the side. So when I look down at my leg and it's bent, I'm in the fire hydrant position with a 90 degree from my thigh to my calf, and I'm going to press it out. When I come in, I don't want to sway back on my hip. I want to bring it out to the side and use my obliques to stabilize. Pull your shoulders away. Don't allow your back to sway up. Good. Squeeze up on your outside glutes. And now point your foot and lower it and lift it. We're not changing the splay of our hips. Press into your calf on the mat. Draw your abdominals up and in. 6, 7, good. One more. Stay up at the top, 10 small circles. 5, 6, back on the center of your knee. 1, woo! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your leg back down. Rotate so your hands are both facing forward. Slight bend in your elbows. Press your right or your left foot back. Press your right foot back to plank. We're in a Pilates V position. Our toes are separated. Our heels are together. Our inner thighs are squeezing. We're drawing our abdominals up and in. Our shoulder blades are nice and flat. Our shoulders are over our wrists. We just have a few more seconds. Good. Place your knees down. Come back. Place release your balls to the side. From there, we're going to come into a wide diamond position. So I'm not in a tight butterfly. I'm in a nice wide diamond. From there, I'm going to take my right hand, flip my palm away from me, pull back gently on my wrist for my fingers. I'm going to flip my fingers up to the top, palm still facing away, and pull back on my fingers there. Good. I'm going to flip my fingers down, so my palm's facing me, my palm's facing away. I'm going to pull back gently from there. Rest that hand down, onto the other side. Flip my arm up, palm away from me, and pull my fingers down. Flip my hand up, palm away from me still, and pull my fingers back to me from there. Point my fingers down, palm facing me, top of my palm facing away, top of my hand facing away, pull back. Okay, I'm going to release that down. I'm going to inhale up without flaring my ribs, hinge forward, exhale over my legs. If I'd like a little bit more from here, I can take my hands and hook them underneath my calves. Really relax into the stretch. I find that when my IT band's too tight, I can't achieve this position. Take 2 more breaths here. Go ahead and release yourself. Articulate out. Place your hands gently underneath your knee to the top of your on your shin. Underneath your knee or patella to the top of your ankle. We're going to tuck our tail, draw our wrists towards our hips. Not rounding on our shoulders, we're just tucking our tail and releasing in to our low back. From there, we're going to press down, press up, 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 widening in the collarbones. Ribs are still wrapped, just like we did in that modified spine stretch. Tuck our tail, draw our ribs. Don't round in. Exhale up. Wrapping your ribs, abdominals up and in. Inhale, pull back. And exhale to pull up. Let's do 2 more. We're still breathing, guys. Just nice movement. We're just finding some nice controlled movement. From there, I'm going to bring my left hand to my right shin and my right hand behind me. I'm going to press up as a twist. So I don't flare my ribs, I'm just pressing up to create length in my spine, pressing both hip bones down, or back hip bone, or tail sits bones down, sorry. And I can look towards the back of my mat, over my right shoulder. I'm going to come back through center, place my left hand, or my right hand on my left shin, place my left hand behind me, press up as I rotate, and look back over my left hand. Come back through center, press down and lift and rotate. And through center, and lift and rotate. We have 2 more to each side. Really find the breathing meditation here. The comfort in your own body. The true expression, don't flare out like I just did, please. I felt that in my back and I knew that that's what I was doing, right? From here, we're going to do a bridge teaser combination. Mostly teaser. And come back through center. From here, I'm going to go ahead, hold on to the back of my legs are squeezed together, articulate down. I'm going to walk my feet in for a bridge. Platform my hands down by my side, suction up my shoulders. Don't allow your ribs to flare when you do that. Suction up your shoulders and draw your ribs in. Inhale, exhale, articulate up. Squeeze your glutes to lift your hips higher. You want a nice long line from your knees to your hips, from your hips to your underarms. Articulate down. Draw your feet up to tabletop. Reach your fingertips long down the mat, sliding them down. Extend your legs into teaser if you're able to. Draw them back into a tabletop. Tuck your tail. Articulate down. When your head, neck, and shoulders hit the mat, place your feet down. Inhale, tuck your tail and lift. Try to squeeze your legs together if you're able to for some nice inner thigh work. Articulate back down. Draw your feet up to tabletop. Drag your fingertips along the mat. And lift and extend if you're able to. And small circles out away from your body. 2, 3 with your arms. Lift up, nice wide collarbone. 1, 2, 3. Draw your knees into tabletop. Tuck your tail. When your head, neck, and shoulder hit, rest your feet on the mat. Tuck your tail and lift up into a shoulder bridge. Nice wide, nice squeeze. Articulate back down. Draw your feet up to tabletop by using your lower abdominals. Inhale. Exhale to come up. Extend your feet long. Lower your feet an inch and lift them. Try not to move your body from the tip of your head to your tailbone when you're doing this. Draw your feet into tabletop. Tuck your tail and articulate down. Place your feet down on the mat. Close to your booty for the bridging, right? Tuck your tail and lift. This is our last teaser. It is going to be a challenge. There will be a modification. Articulate down. Draw your feet up to tabletop. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping your feet in tabletop, squeezing your legs together. Leaving your upper body where it is. You're going to rotate to the right hip and extend your legs. Pull them back and come through center. This is a no hands can-can to the left. And extend. And bend your legs and back through center. If you need some help, you can gently bring your arms back, place them behind you, rotate right. But you want to keep your upper body in the same position, just like we're doing for the no hands teaser, or can-can. And to extend and bend through center to the left. Try to squeeze your legs the whole time. If your hands are to the back, go ahead and reach them forward. Tuck your tail. Articulate down. Draw your knees into your chest. If you don't have any hip issues, give them a hug. From there, I'm going to extend my legs, roll over onto my stomach with my legs extended behind me. I'm going to squeeze my glutes and inner thighs from my belly up to my spine, wrap my ribs, and extend my arms over my head. Pull my shoulders down so I'm not getting into my traps. From there, I'm going to float my right arm up and my left leg up by squeezing my glutes. So I'm maintaining the same amount of pressure underneath my hips and lower. Float my left arm up and my right leg and lower. Let's do one more side each time. And lower. And now, draw your belly into your spine, wrap your ribs, float your arms and your legs, and begin inhaling as you begin swimming. You shouldn't feel any rocking motion from side to side in your torso. If you do, perhaps your movements are too large. Reach out longer with your hands, reach out longer with your feet. Don't allow your shoulders to reach up to your ears. Reach out long and lay everything down on the mat. From there, I'm going to place my hands underneath my shoulders, squeezing my biceps into my wrists. I'm going to press up, pressing up, 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 rounding, tucking my tail, looking in at my thighs. Suction cup your hands in the mat, don't move them. Keep reaching up, 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 rounding deeper, deeper, deeper. Keep reaching back, don't move your hands. Feel the stretch underneath your arms. Don't release into child's pose. This is called shell. Your biceps are by your ears. And now release into child's pose. Good job, guys. We have 2 more exercises before we're done. We're going to do seal, which you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, neck issues, lower back issues. Please do not do this move. You can stay in child's pose. And then we're going to do a nice side bend exercise to finish class. But for those of us who would like to continue on with seal, instead of taking our hands and wrapping them under and grabbing the outsides of our ankles, we're going to hold on to the tops of our ankles, bend our elbows in the tree position, press out on our shoulder blades, or press out on our knees with our elbows, roll our shoulders up, back and down, flat and wide, and open our collarbones and wrap our ribs. So we're still maintaining the nice open position rather than reaching up and under and rounding in on our shoulders. I'm gonna hold on to one leg, hold on to the other, tuck my tail, look in between my legs. I'm going to squeeze my glutes and click my heels 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Roll back and 1, 2, 3. Don't roll back past the tips of your shoulder blades. Click 1, 2, 3. Tuck and roll 1, 2, 3. Keep going, keep breathing. Keep the connection to your ribs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. Good. From there, release your hands. Keep your feet up. And gently float your feet down to the mat in a wide diamond as you come up to sitting. I'm going to come sitting to the side a little bit so that you can see my movement a little better. We're going to do a gentle, modified side bend mermaid in the wide diamond position. I'm going to bring my arms to a T, place my right hand down, my elbows pointing in towards me, my fingertips are pointing away. I'm going to press in, so draw my shoulder blade down, my shoulder's not popping up to my ear. As I stretch out on both sides of my body, I'm reaching my ribs up as opposed to crunching over to open them. I'm going to go to the other side and reach my ribs up, bending my elbow in towards my hip again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, wrap my ribs. Keeping both sides of my sits bones equally grounded on the mat. Let's do one more to each side. And up. And over. I'm going to come back to center. Roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions about the class, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I hope that you have a great day. Thank you.